with the district trophy. So we had in second place with a score of 427 was Hallsville. And in first place with a great score of 358, Osage.
Well, hello again. This is week 8 of Tailgate Game Day. Guy Wehman here, and we've got an exciting show for you. Well, we're going to be talking to the girls who won district. That's right, first place in district of Osage Golf. And we're going to watch the award ceremony, and then we're going to be talking to them. And then Osage Softball, we'll go over and we'll talk with Lexi Dickerson, and then the assistant coach, Coach Blythe, over there at Osage. And then volleyball, visit with Coach Lori Klaus of the volleyball team of Osage. Then we're going to go talk to the folks down in Camdenton, Tyler Dinsdale, the coach of the softball team in Camdenton, and then Austin Walker with volleyball. Then as we do each week, we're going to talk to the football coach, Shannon Jolley, and his take about what happened last week with the game at Boonsville and the upcoming game against Southern Boone. Then Rick Hasty joins me. We're going to break down college football for this coming weekend, and there's a big slate there as well. And then a couple of player profiles along the way. Thank you so much for joining us on week 8 of Tailgate Game Day.
Thank you for being patient. It does take a while with this many girls. Hey, Mike, do you want to help me up here?
Yeah.
Steve, you guys?
I don't care. I'll help.
Okay, we're going to start first. We're going to do individual awards. Okay, and we medal the top 13. Okay, for all district. So we'll start. We'll go in 13th place. Kennedy George of Hallsville. Lily Henley of Eldon. In 11th place, Caitlin Warnke from Versailles. Also in 11th place, Tinley Hall from Eldon. We have a 4-way tie for 7th. Lauren Brooks from Blair Oaks. Brecken Shoemake from Southern Boone. Kathleen Westemeyer from Osage.
Oh, Kathleen. Good job, Kathleen.
And then in 6th place, India Aruza from Osage. Okay, in 5th place, Avery Pemberton from Hallsville. In 4th place, Anna Boyd from California. In 3rd place, Avery Wells from Eldon. Okay, in 2nd place, from Osage, Sophia Sidlinger. And your individual district champion this year, Hannah Mashoff from
You get to go where you want with that thing.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I missed one. Kerrigan Cooper from Boonville was also in a tie for 7th. Okay, before we do the first and second place, so everybody always wants to know the cut, where that's at, since we're still talking individual stuff. The cut was, ended up being 105. So anything 105 or lower moves on. So anybody that shot 105, 104, anything down from that, lower than that, is going to move on to the state tournament. Okay? Okay. With the district trophy, so we had in second place with a score of 427 was Hallsville. And in first place with a great score of 358, Osage.
We're here at Eldon Golf Club, and I'll tell you what, they've just finished the district playoffs, basically, to go to state. Coach Travis Squire, we've been following you all season. This is kind of exciting.
Well, this is where we wanted to be come October 9th, so we're excited to come away with the win today. These 4 young ladies right here all medaled as individualists, and we'll be advancing as a team to state.
You look at that score, and I think I saw 358. Was that correct?
Yeah, 358. Boy, we've shot lower this year, but it would have been hard-pressed to do that on this course today. It was a very challenging course. I think it took the girls a little while to adjust to the hard greens that had dried out with the wind, lack of rain, and Eldon just overall is a difficult course. So 358, we're awful happy.
Yes, I can imagine. Okay, let's introduce, this is the top scorer right here, and I saw that and I go, really? I mean, some people get that for 9 holes. You know? Hannah, congratulations.
Thank you.
When you knew the score before they posted it up there. How did it feel out there on the golf course?
It wasn't my best, so it didn't feel that great, but I wanted to get the first place, so I was happy.
It was 78.
It was 78.
I mean, there are men that die for that score. Okay, I think this is India, if I'm correct.
This is India Root.
Did you have fun out there?
I did. I definitely could have played a lot better, but it was fun. It was fun.
See, not only is it a team, but it's individual, so you know what's still inside that you can still produce.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just glad Hannah and Sophie did really well. That definitely helped us.
Okay, and you are the kid.
I am the kid.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you get that up there, and then you see all the other scores going up. Are you saying, I got to hold on, I got to hold on?
I was really focused about how I did. I thought I might have done just a little bit better, but I was glad that I played safe out there today. It was really hard.
Okay, this is team captain, I do believe, Sophie. Hannah's the team captain? Okay, all right, Sophie, how'd you do?
I did okay. I could have done a lot better today.
So, Coach was saying that the greens were really dry and they were just running really fast.
Oh yeah, they were super fast today.
What was your best part of your game? Was it the drive or was it the approach and the putting?
Well, it was actually my putting today. I made a lot of par putts.
Boy, I'd love to make par putts. That's great. And Coach, I've not met you yet. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's great to be with this group of kids. It's amazing when you see kids shoot these kind of scores and then they're just, I could have done better, I could have done better. But that's why they're as good as they are.
So you're going to go back, and we'll get back to Coach Squire in just a minute here, but now you have basically a few days, the rest of this week, to prepare for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yeah, I imagine, I don't get to make the big decisions, but I would bet that we have a day pretty much
Your
off
decisions
tomorrow.
are what you have to eat after the...
Exactly, the important stuff. But no, I would think there's going to be a day off for a really light day involved tomorrow, and then I'm sure they'll want to get back right to it, get ready for Sunday and then actual state competition on Monday, Tuesday.
Do you have any mental notes on what you want to concentrate on? I mean, you want to concentrate on, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think that, after it's tough when the greens putt like this to think that that's what it's going to be like at Joplin, but I would think we're going to probably spend a lot of time pitching and putting.
Okay, let's get back to you now, Coach. We do know that it's going to be a Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, what is Sunday?
Sunday's a practice round where the kids get to just basically play a practice round. It's a course that's well outside of our geography here, so with the exception of Hannah here, all of us will be seeing it for the first time on Sunday. So we'll be taking a lot of notes. We'll be hitting a lot of clubs off the tee boxes and trying to put together our individual strategy for attacking the course. And with a new course like that, so different type of grass than we're used to playing on, we'll see what it looks like.
Okay, Hannah, you've been there before. You know what to expect on the course. Is it lush? Is it watered well? Or is it going to be somewhat dry like Eldon here?
No, it's pretty well watered, and there's not a whole lot of native grass. It's just there's quite a few trees, but they're pretty spaced apart, so it'll be pretty easy to get back into play if you hit one out.
So what about any sand traps down there and water hazards?
There's a little bit of water. I don't really remember how many sand traps there were. I didn't find a whole lot, so hopefully we don't find any more next week.
Okay. Gals, you want to say anything more? India?
I don't think so.
The kid?
Either. Nope.
Sophie?
Oh, I don't think so.
I would like to, that was the first time that Kit Westermeyer had nothing to say. I'd like to point that out. And they're all excited, and we're looking to get down there and give it our best. Class 2 schools, the schools that are in Class 2 change every year, so we're not going to worry about who our opponent is. Our opponents are right here. These girls are their biggest opponents. Not playing inside of their head, recovering from bad shots, and just playing the course in front of them. So we're going to go down there and give it our best effort.
Yeah, Kit was the analyst, and she liked to do the mental game the biggest time, but you have to do that mental game, but you have to be loose.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard, and as the competition gets tougher, you can get tense, and that's part of figuring out how to play in championship situations. So fortunately, all 4 of these girls have been in that position and can draw on that experience when we get there.
Well, congratulations on first in district, and now the next thing is states. Bring it home.
Oh, yeah, we're going to give it our best.
Congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guy.
We'll be back. Hello again. We're here at the campus of Osage High School, and behind us, this is the ball diamond here, and actually it's a softball diamond. And with us, we have Lexi Dickerson, the coach of the softball team. How you doing, Lexi?
Doing great. How are you?
All right. We've already done this once before. We had a little technical problems, and so we're redoing this, but that's okay because we'll probably get better results.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Your team is doing fantastic now because, as we just found out, 10 wins this season. How many last year?
0. And I actually think we have won 11 games. I misspoke the last time in the interview that they didn't see. We have 11 wins.
So going from 0 to 11, that's a lot of hard work and concentration. But you two, and we're going to be talking to your assistant here in just a little bit, but that's good on you kids.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. We've got some talent from our young underclassmen, so that's been awesome that they've come up and they've worked hard. But our returners have worked so hard, and it's just finally paying off. All
right, Lexi, who's our guest today?
We've got Coach Blythe with us.
All right, Captain Blythe, as we like to say.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now you're just a little bit shy, is what they say.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Okay. Now, in addition to coaching, we found out that you teach math.
I do. I teach math at the middle school.
All right. Because we found that out on the previous interview that what was your favorite subject in school, and you said, well, I probably should say math.
Yeah, I probably should.
All right.
But it maybe wasn't.
And what was it really?
Probably English, to be honest with you.
All right. We've talked with Coach a lot, and maybe half a dozen times or so. These girls are really good.
They are. They work really hard. We're really proud of them.
What have you seen the improvement in best this year? Has it been the fielding, the hitting, or a little bit of everything?
I would say a combination of everything. We had some missing pieces last year, and we kind of put that all together this year, and they've been working really hard.
Have you noticed a difference as far as going down and getting the ball and throwing those long balls, or have you noticed it in the hitting? Obviously, the hitting, you need the offense to win.
We do need offense, but I've always been a proponent of defense. We struggled last year in the field, and I think that we've really improved over the course of the last year in the field because errors killed us last year.
Okay. Last night was your last night.
Yes, that was our last regular season game, and so now we are into districts.
And last night did not go like you wanted it to.
No, we played Southern Boone, and they're just a very good ball club. We were missing some pieces, so we kind of had people in different positions that we're not normally used to, but we made the best out of it.
Okay, now district play begins this weekend, doesn't it?
It begins on Thursday in Ashland.
And that's a tough team?
Yes, we play Southern Boone again, who we just played last night, and so yeah, they're very good.
Now, do you have to beat them twice to move on, or is it a single elimination?
It's a single elimination postseason, so one and done.
Is this the first time these girls have even seen any postseason play?
We have 6 freshmen. We have 6 freshmen that have never been in a postseason in a high school ball. So, yeah, this is going to be their first.
And, that's tremendous experience for these girls because they get a little bit of that pressure, that playoff type of stuff. I mean, it just kind of seasons them up for next year.
Absolutely, yeah. They're getting a lot of exposure. They're playing – a lot of our girls are playing girls that are 4 years older than them. So it's preparing them for their future, for sure.
Okay, something we did talk about was weightlifting and, kind of getting them to kind of buff up a little bit because it'll help the hitting game.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the summer, we have a weight program that our girls took part in 3 times a week, and then most of them are in weights right now. And so our weight program is phenomenal, ran by our lifting and conditioning coaches. So it's really, you can just tell on the field to watch them as if you saw them as 8th graders and now as their freshmen, sophomore, seniors, juniors, all of that, getting much stronger.
Talked to Coach Travis Squire yesterday of the girls golf, and they took first in district golf, 358. That's tremendous. I mean, men 4 teams, sometimes they don't get something like that. Very proud of this softball team.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we're super proud of them. We cheer for them a lot. They're good girls, and Coach Squire's awesome.
Okay, what do you see for next year?
I say that we just continue to build on the talent that we have. We have some freshmen coming up that could potentially help us, so I'm excited for next season for sure.
All right. Lexi, what are you interested in?
Interested in seeing for next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, just growing off of what we've done this year and continuing to build our softball IQ and as we get into more games and just that experience aspect.
All right. Thanks, Lexi.
Thank you so much.
We're on the campus of Osage High School, and we're talking volleyball with Coach Lori Klaus of the Osage volleyball team. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. This is the first time we've had a chance to talk since the battle at the lake, and that was a great match. You guys were close within just nip and tuck of all the sets.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago that we played Camdenton. I thought our girls played well against them. We've had a couple up and down matches since then, but we are coming off of 2-game wins, so looking forward to the rest of this week.
I follow the team. We have not talked a lot since the couple of years here, but your team, we've all seen just steady growth in the team and the progress that you've made as the coach, and that's a credit to you and your team, but also the development of the girls.
Absolutely.
So you've got some seniors on the club here, and they're showing a few things, aren't they?
Yeah, they're showing their experience they've had on varsity, and we have some younger girls. We have a couple of freshmen that are playing varsity, and they're just kind of bringing them up along to be leaders when they leave.
Something interesting, and I've noticed it with all the other schools that I've talked to, is that sometimes the pressure gets to the girls. And what that experience does with the seniors, it calms them down a little bit and just lets them chill out. And it's like, wait a minute, you've got to play loose.
Yes, I think confidence is a big thing in volleyball. If there's not a lot of pressure, then a lot of times girls will play different than when there is a lot of pressure. And so confidence and experience really help girls play loose, more comfortable, and to the best of their ability.
All right. We're finishing up now on regular season play.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, then you've got some district play coming up. What do you think is going to happen finishing out this regular season and then going into districts?
We play California tomorrow night. They're a tough program, but I think that it'll be a good match. And then we have the Versailles tournament on Saturday, which is always competitive, but it's traditionally a good tournament for us. And then we have districts next Thursday. We'll play Southern Boone.
All right, now Versailles, do you play at Versailles or here?
It's the Versailles tournament, so we play at Versailles. We don't actually play Versailles in our pool. I think we play Tipton and California and Fulton, and then we'll see where that takes us into the bracket play.
Okay, then next Thursday, a week from Thursday, I believe, is what, the 18th?
The 19th,
Then
yep.
the 19th, then you actually start district play.
Yes, and we open with Southern Boone. When we played them in regular season, it was a 4-game match. We lost in 4, but they were all very close. I think one set was 27-25. So we're looking forward to taking them on again.
I think it's great. And talked to Travis Squire, the coach of the golf club, and they took first in district play.
Yes.
And they're actually going into states golf this weekend.
Yep.
So it's just so neat to see. And I'm seeing it, you're seeing it, the freshmen, they're bringing in a competitiveness and athletic, their abilities that they want to compete in. They're anxious for it.
Absolutely. We have a really big group of freshmen on the volleyball team, and they're kind of sprinkled throughout C-team, JV, and varsity. But you're right, they bring a lot of competitiveness. They've really learned how to win at younger ages.
And you can't teach that. That's something from the gut.
It's pretty exciting to see. Yep.
Well, we're excited for you and the club, and we're just excited for all the teams here in the Lake of the Ozarks area because they're all excelling, they're doing great, and it's just great for the athletics as a whole with all the schools.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Hey, Coach, we're in the dugout today.
Yeah, we're switching things up.
All right. We are in the visitors' dugout here where the Lady Lakers play, and this is on their softball diamond on the campus of Camdenton High School.
Correct. That is, this is our home field. This is where we play, right down here next to the baseball field and the tennis courts. So, had practice right now, going through a few things. So.
All right, and as we're talking, you're kind of watching your team and saying, I got to change this or we got to do that. And you've had one great whale of a season. Yeah,
it's been fun. We've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs this year. Obviously, co-conference champs again for the second year in a row, which is something we pushed for. Had a few more losses this year, but we kind of expected that with the schedule that we added. We put a lot more tougher teams on there. We played a lot more state-ranked teams just to kind of hopefully make it a little bit further than we did last year.
All right. Now, this is the last week of regular season, or regular season is over?
Regular season's over. We start our first district game is tomorrow at noon.
Okay, now that would be Thursday the 12th, and that's going to be down at Bolivar.
Correct. Yep, we'll play at noon. We play against Parkview.
And you're number 1 seed in this district?
Correct. We're the number 1.
Or the bracket?
Yeah, we're number 1, and they are number 8.
All right. It's really kind of nice because hopefully, well, not hopefully, but we're expecting a win out of the girls because I believe that they can do that. And then you have a Thursday, a Friday, and then a Monday. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. We'll play tomorrow and then Friday at 2. And then if we win that game, we'll play Monday.
And I believe Monday's a noon time, isn't that not?
Monday's at 5.
Oh, at 5 o'clock.
Correct. Yeah, Monday's an afternoon game.
And anybody can go down to Bolivar and watch.
Oh, yeah. Yep, anybody. We'd like it, everybody we can to come on out. It'd be good to make it feel like we're home, even though we're playing in Bolivar. So the more, the merrier.
And Bolivar's only, I think it was in like an hour and 43 minutes, I think I clocked it on my maps.
Yeah, it kind of depends how you go. About an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So.
Okay, what are you seeing in the girls that you have liked so far this season? Has it been the defense? Has it been the offense in hitting?
I would probably say the thing that's really stuck out to me most would probably be our offense. We started off really hot, and like I said, we've seen a lot of really high quality pitching. So the way they've been able to adapt right now, I'm pretty confident that we can face any pitcher that gets thrown at us and have a pretty good success rate. Defensively, our effort on the field has been a lot better this year. We've got a lot of girls that are diving a lot more for plays, making plays that they normally wouldn't go, getting after balls that they might not have last year, just taking that little extra step, that little extra effort that's really pushing us over the top.
The very first 2 gals that we talked to, Caden and Zoe, and their batting averages were really through the roof.
Yeah, they started off really hot. Zoe, I think, is still batting really high. Caden had a little injury throughout the middle of the year. She missed about 2 or 3 weeks. So that is she's working on getting that back, getting her bat back, and obviously getting back to pitching. Zoe's just been a rock we've had from the beginning all the way through. So it's been really fun to have those two out there.
The mood amongst the club and amongst the girls, they getting along still okay? Because at the beginning, everybody kind of gets along okay, but now you're at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that's one thing we like to stress to them. I mean, we're around them more than they are around their family. I mean, I've got 3 kids and a wife, and I see these girls and the other coaches more than I see them. Sometimes you get home from practice, and it's time to either kids are in bed or they're doing homework, and you don't just get a lot of family time, but you do get a lot of time with the girls out there. And if you can see them right now, they're all dressed up. We've got, I think it's called the Evolution is what they chose. We got freshmen dressed up as babies. Sophomores are dressed up as frat boys. Juniors are dressed up as soccer moms and barbecue dads, and then the seniors are the ones that are dressed up in the muumuus and the nightgowns because they're the grandmas of the team. So they're getting along really well. We always do this the last week of practice. Yesterday was dressed like a coach day. Usually they'll do something along the lines of Halloween costume practice, but with us only having these 2 practices, that's what we're kind of getting back with right now.
Well, this is really fun. Thank you so much for letting us maybe crash in on your practice here tonight. And we've been following, many teams here. We've been, the volleyball teams of both Camdenton and Osage Softball of here in Camdenton and Osage, and then the golf team of Osage, and they just won first place in district just last weekend.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I really like to see, even though I do teach at Camdenton, coach softball from Camdenton, anytime we have local teams that go and do good, especially at a high level like that, that's awesome. I know Osage has got some good wrestlers that they've had through as far as state champions, and some really good individual athletes that go through there. Just seeing kids from the area.
Question, and I've asked this of some of the other coaches. They're starting to see some of their freshmen talent or their freshman athletes, and they have a deeper competitiveness than maybe some of your seniors did when they were coming in.
I can see that right now for our team. When our seniors came in, it was a totally different dynamic of a team. We had just come off a 6-win season, so they are totally different. I mean, and it's due to them, the dynamic, especially I think it has a lot to do with our upperclassmen, just because our seniors have done so good as far as we saw that those last few seasons weren't going exactly what we wanted to do, so we kind of redid the culture of the team, and I think a lot of schools have done that.
You find that success is breeding success, and then that success is breeding a different kind of confidence.
Correct, and I mean, I know we've got 2 coaches here right now. I'm almost 100% sure that our practice could run today without us being here, just because of our senior leadership that we've got, and we start every day, every practice is the exact same way. Before we start every game, it's the exact same way. We do every single thing. We do it exactly the same time. So just kind of building up that basis of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, how we're going to play as a team, what's our legacy, what are we going to leave behind. They've kind of bought into that a lot.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best in district play and state play. We're still going to follow you to the end because this is week number 8. Can you believe it?
Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't.
But we started right with you at the beginning.
Well, it feels like August feels like about 2 years ago. But looking back on it, I know it's not that long. So when we play the amount of games that we play and the amount of time that we play it, it gets a little long and short all at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but.
Well, thank you so much for your hospitality and letting us interview you and talk with you each week.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much for doing it.
Well, we got some player profile here at the Camdenton softball team, and these are the last couple of seniors that we have not yet talked to this year. And we've got Addie and Madison. How you doing, Addie?
I'm doing good.
Maddie?
Good.
I called you Maddie, and I was supposed to call you Madison. I'm sorry about that. What position do you play?
I play second.
Outfield anywhere.
This team is really doing good. I've been following you, and the people have been watching. They've been following you. This is week number 8, and you guys are starting district play. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I think we're going in strong, and everyone has a positive outlook.
I'm also feeling good. I feel like our confidence has grown through this season, and I'm confident we'll do well.
What position do you play, Madison?
Right field.
In what position?
Second base.
All right, second base. All right. And that's kind of a tough one because that's like the other gap of shortstop.
Yeah, I fill in at short a little bit when needed, but primarily at second. But yes, there's a lot of things to do there.
What do you like best? Your defensive, like your fielding, or your offensive, your hitting?
I feel like fielding is more strong.
Do you like that better, or do you like to hit?
I like outfield better.
Okay. And what about you?
I'd say fielding. I like, but it's also like makes me really happy. Obviously, when I get on base, but I prefer fielding.
Well, if you're on base, do you like to steal?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
Okay. So you're the speedster.
Yeah, I am trying to beat my record from last year for the school record.
How many stolen bases last year?
33.
And this year?
I don't know. I don't look at my stats till the end.
Okay. Do you know your batting average, Madison?
No.
So they don't let you know that either?
I won't look.
They kind of do, but I choose not to look in the season because I don't want to get in my head.
Okay. We were talking with Zoe and Caden. That's our first interview and everything. And I think it was Zoe. She just said, I'm 500 or something. And it was a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
You know, and for high school kids to be hitting that kind of a batting average is pretty incredible.
Yes, it is, but I don't know. I can't look. So some of them know they choose to, but some don't.
Okay, I've asked all the girls, and if you've watched the interviews, you know what I'm going to ask. What is your favorite subject in school, Madison?
Math.
Why math?
I don't know. I just always come easy to me. That's it.
So do you follow then analytics of maybe like other baseball teams or softball teams or any other sports?
No. I just stick with our own.
Okay, what is your favorite subject in school?
I do like math too, but I do like Spanish and accounting, probably somewhere one of those two.
Well, accounting is kind of like math, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. It's just easier for me than calc is, so I prefer it, but yeah.
Okay, now if we looked in your music device, Madison, what is your favorite music?
I listen to a lot of country. That's
Favorite artist? Does Waylon come to mind?
Yeah.
That seems to be the favorite. That name keeps coming on.
Yeah, he's a good one.
And you understand why?
Yes.
Okay. All right, on your music device.
Yes, I also love country, some 2000s music, but country.
Favorite artist?
I like Zach Bryan, Luke Bryan. Bryan's, you know. I like older country too, but it's good.
More like classic country.
Like 2000s country is a lot. I feel like better than country now. I feel like country now is more pop-ish, but yeah.
Okay, there's no Taylor Swift in your.
Her country, but not a fan of the new music.
Same. I don't like her new music too much.
Okay, Madison, what do you want to do after high school? Do you want to go on to college? And if you do, what do you want to major in?
I want to major in biology and then transfer to a PA school and become a physician assistant.
Wow, high. Any school that you have targeted?
Stevens College. That's my.
Okay, Addie, it's your choice. What do you want to do after high school?
I haven't announced yet, but I'm going to play soccer at a university. And
have you been recruited?
Yeah, I've been offered. I just haven't announced it to everyone yet where I'm going. But I'm going to be going there, and I'm going to get my degree in education and become a kindergarten teacher.
Would either of you want to coach a softball later?
I wouldn't be against it. My dad talked to me actually about getting a coaching degree while in college, so.
You might as well as you're going through. What about you?
I'd be open to like T-ball, but nothing like this high up, even high school. No.
Okay, district's coming up. This is your final thought. What are you thinking?
I think there's a good chance we'll come out on top, but I think we need to have the confidence for it, but not be too cocky, so.
I think we'll do well. We just have to get out of our own heads and play the game.
You know, the key is having that tension of wanting to win, but yet be loose enough to play your style.
I think that we'll do pretty good at it. Sometimes, obviously, we all get nervous, but I think that because we trust each other so much, we kind of relax.
All the practice we've done this season is really just for this. So
It's the fundamentals.
yes.
Well, I want to thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you, Addie.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I'm here with Coach Austin Walker, and we're talking about Camdenton Volleyball. How you doing, Coach?
We're doing great.
You know, you've had a really good season now. It's been some ups and some downs, and we talked to you right before the battle at the lake. That was really fun.
That was fun. It's always a fun time to get to play kids that you know and kind of right in there together. And it was a great match on both ends. Saw some things, that we could improve on, but we did some things well in that match.
You know what was nice, too, is that, you're both close in proximity.
Yep.
But the game, it was close. Each set was close in itself, and the last one, 25-23. I mean, that's how close it was.
Yeah. I'm happy we kind of prevailed there. Like I always say, those are hard matches for us to play in. You're supposed to win, and it's big if you lose. But our kids just kind of stuck their head down. They just finished their job. We had come off of a tournament, your legs are tired, so it was one of those mental games for us that we just needed to battle through and get the job done.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Now, we're at that crunch time now because the end of the regular season is probably now.
Yeah.
And then you start district play.
Yeah. We have actually had a really excellent last week and a half, I would say. In the last, 5 days last night, we had played 8 matches. We beat last Thursday, we picked up a win at Central. Saturday we went to the Mount Vernon tournament and we came up second place there. Honestly, should have won it. Had a couple injuries, so I had to play some kids in different positions, and we just run out of steam there at the end. Kind of my middles are playing all the way around, and that's a tough job for them to do, is to play 3 across the front, blocking, going both ways, and then digging balls and serving. So we just ran out of steam. Monday wouldn't beat Lebanon, our rival. Had control of the match the whole time, so it was awesome. And last night got beat by Kickapoo, but played incredibly well. Kickapoo's a powerhouse, state runner-ups. Probably going to have a good shot to go back again. And our kids battled. It was close in all 3 sets and didn't give up. Didn't see that rollover that we probably would have seen. So we're hitting our stride here at the end, which is exactly where we want to be.
And, for these girls to be doing that right now is really spot on, because you want those tough matches, because that hardens them up.
Yeah, we took some lumps at the beginning of the year, and like you said, we have had ups and downs, just lineup changes, things like that. But right now, I really believe those times, those battles, those little hurdles that we had to jump are really paying off, because we got some confidence last week. And when we are confident, man, it's so fun to watch. And these kids are just believing, okay, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can compete. And I think right now that's what we need, starting our district play next week.
Okay, so tomorrow, today's Wednesday when we're taping this, so that tomorrow is Thursday. When does district play actually start? Do you know the date and the day?
Yeah, we start next Wednesday night, 5 o'clock. We go to Jeff City. We play Jeff City at Jeff City. A game that I'm really confident in. It was a great matchup for us when we were seeding districts. I felt like we came out on the good end there.
Now, where's your seeding in district?
We got our 7 seed, stubbing our toe earlier this year.
So what is that, 7 go against 2?
7 against 2, yep. Stubbed our toe early this year against some teams that we should have beat, and so we ended up where we're at. But honestly, right now, that's good for us. We played them at the end of September at Jeff City, and actually played well, did some things, had a couple errors, that they went on runs of points. So we're learning to stop the run, and I feel really confident about our matchup against them.
Single elimination?
Single elimination. Winning, you keep going. Losing, you're done for the year. So pressure's on.
Actually, when you think about it, 7 is not that bad, because if you're 8 going against number 1, you could be out the first time, but 7-2, that's a very doable win.
Yeah. Like I said, I love that matchup for us, and we've kind of had some adjustments in our lineup since we last played them. My middles are playing super confident right now, playing 6 rotations. I'm asking a lot out of them, and they honestly have thrived in the role that they've been given, that they've been switched to. So I'm super excited for that. We're getting a lot of attack out of our back row now, whereas, we had an attack, but this is a really forceful attack out of that. So they've got to kind of watch more than, the 3 hitters up there. They got to worry about the back row now. So yeah, our confidence right now is up and exactly where we need it to be.
How much experience do you have from the players that have been through some district play in the past?
We're relatively, this year we had quite a few returners. We have a couple, I think just two.
That's kind of good.
Yeah, that's just 2 new people to our plate. And last year we had a lot of newcomers to district play. So that postseason, that, the stress of losing your done, that pressure, we kind of get to absorb it a little bit this year and think, okay, it takes 3 to win. No matter where it is, we don't get rattled. Last year we got rattled in the first round with our young kids and just kind of crumbled. So this year, it's taking 1 game at a time. Your season's on the line, so, work up to that pressure, live up to that hype.
When you talk about the experience, and the bottom line is you still are playing the volleyball game, but what that experience does, it keeps the kids loose.
Yeah, it doesn't make them as uptight. We've competed really well these last couple of games with our backs against the wall. Against Kickapoo last night, we're down, and it's 24, I think it was 24-20. Or 19 at that time, and we battle back and we lose 26-24. And so with our back against the wall, against Osage, they had match point, we were down, and we battled back, to take that set. So we're working well under pressure, knowing in those situations we can get that done.
You hear 26-24, you know that you had to win by 2, which means nobody got to 25 and clearly won. Yeah. That means your team is fighting.
Yeah, and I've loved what I've seen out of these kids, and just haven't been shook like we would have in the past, just kind of that sense of maturity, I feel like, as we've moved through, just in those hard situations, working 1 point at a time. First to 5, first to 10 is what we work in 5-point increments, and just keep chipping it away if we're behind, working hard.
Well, we're going to follow you all the way to the end because that's what we said at the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is week number 8. Can you believe it that we've been doing this?
I know. It's been, you're in the grind, you're tired, and you're working. And then last week we said, this is second to last week of regular season. It goes by fast, but when you're in the thick of it, man, we're working hard. Our kids are working hard, and I'm proud of these kids. I'm proud of these kids that we have for us.
Well, we're proud of the kids, too, and not just your team here, but all the teams we've been following. Absolutely. There's been a good handful, and it's fun to watch because we've gotten to know the kids and the players, and when they actually win and succeed, we're all rooting for all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your coverage this year.
We're here on the campus of Camdenton High School. This is the gymnasium where the volleyball team plays. We have Bella Brewer with us. How you doing, Bella?
Good, how are you?
All right. You guys are having a great season now. I believe you had a game yesterday. That was a close one.
Oh, yeah, we played Kickapoo.
All right. Now, you've got another game tomorrow, and then you're getting ready for districts, and that's going to be a tough one because I believe that's win and go home.
Yeah. We play Jeff City at districts for our first round, and tomorrow we play Hillcrest.
Yeah. Well, then traveling on up to Jeff City, that's a tough team.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. How did you get started into volleyball?
I started playing when I was really little, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it more than any other sport, so.
Do you always have competitive nature in your sport? I mean, growing up, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers, and obviously we're pretty competitive, which probably sparked my interest in volleyball because it's so hit or miss and competitive. So.
Did you always want to beat them?
Yes.
What was it that you wanted to beat them in? Was it baseball? Was it, what was it?
Well, anything really. I actually played baseball with one of my brothers, so that was fun.
Okay, what position do you play on the team?
I play middle hitter.
Okay, because you've got the setter, and then you have the receiver, the libero, and things like that. So you're right there in the middle, so you can actually be the spike person.
Yeah, basically.
Do you know how many kills you've had?
I don't. I've been averaging like 10 to 15 kills every game.
So every match that you go out to, you average somewhere around 10 to 15.
Yes, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Is it the best fun to aim for the corner right there? I call it the coffin corner.
Hitting line, yeah. Yeah. We run slides a lot, and that's pretty fun too.
Okay. How is it to work with Coach Austin Walker? Because she's really a good coach.
Yeah, I love her. She's a great coach.
All right. Yeah, it's kind of cool because we've got people walking in and around the gym here, and it's really kind of. What is your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject is probably math. I don't know. I've always liked it. I'm just good with numbers, so.
Okay. So, what grade are you in school?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you're a junior. So right now you're even thinking about what's going to happen after high school. Where do you want to do, or what do you want to do, or where do you want to go?
I would like to play college and volleyball in college, and I'm not sure where yet, but we'll see.
Possibility of maybe getting like a scholarship or something?
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for.
Have you had some scouts knocking on your door?
A few, yes.
All right. Outside of the volleyball and outside of high school, are there any other clubs that you belong to?
Yes, I'm involved in FCA, Student Council, and NHS.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Coach Shannon Jolley here in the Coach's Corner. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. I like this outside venue a little bit better.
It's really, really nice. We're looking out over your home court.
Yeah, it's exciting to be out here. We're fortunate to have some nice facilities, and like I said, the weather's matching today, so hard to complain.
Tell us about last week. That was a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It seems like a long time ago.
Seems like 100 years, doesn't it?
You know, we traveled well. You know, each time with the process, you put together your travel plan. You want to make sure everything's together. And, you know, our coaches have got a great relationship and a great routine now where we can kind of get everything squared away, get the kids prepared. I thought they traveled well and were prepared to come out. And like I said, we didn't play our best football on Friday night against Boonville, but I was really proud of them finishing the game and getting a win and, you know, in a tough situation up there.
You know, Coach, what we have talked about in past corners here when we talk is defense. And that's what really came up to the front on Friday night's game at Boonville was your defense again.
Yeah, and I think it's a shift of momentum and focus. You know, when I first got here, you know, it's important that you take care of the controllables, the discipline issues, the penalties, and the things like that. And then I think what the fan favorite is everybody wants to know what you're doing offensively. And now that we have, you know, we've kind of created an identity of offense, you know, that natural next step is to making sure our defensive stuff is shored up. And Coach Hess, who came in this year, has done an outstanding job of putting our kids in a good situation defensively.
Well, you mentioned offense, and we've watched Maverick Trusty, the quarterback. He's really developed through these first part of the season. Actually, we're in the second half of the season. We only have a couple more to go. But his arm is getting better. The touch that he's throwing with is getting much better. His reads are getting better.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, you take a young man that's only played junior varsity football in his career and then put him in a varsity situation, it's going to take a while. And it's hard, and as much as we like to think we practice at a high level, you can't match the intensity of a Friday night game. So, and plus the schedule that we played, he's been under fire. It's not like he had any gimmies. So, but again, I think that's some maturity of the offensive line, the chemistry of those guys, and protection. There's a lot more things that go into it than just Maverick, but it has been nice to see us progress.
And Aiden Williams, I'll tell you what, when those holes, he and Jason Colonius, when those holes open up, he just bolts out like a bullet.
Yeah, they've been. I mean, we really put an emphasis on speed development here at our school, and Aiden and those guys have really bought into what we do. Coach Evans has them in the weight room every day and putting those pieces together. So realistically, I mean, anybody that knows much about football is if the offensive line, you know, gives you a crack to run through and you run through it fast enough, you're going to have positive things happen. And the thing that I'm proud of Aiden is I think we've seen Friday night against Boonville is him starting to finish runs and add some other things, you know, whether it be a cutback towards the end zone or a stiff arm and some things like that in his arsenal as a running back.
Two things we have seen that you're starting to use more of is the slant pattern with the receivers and then also that pitch out like a jet sweep type of deal.
Yeah, our toss sweep stuff, I joke about it because people sometimes they're like, oh, a toss sweep is a middle school football play. So I guess somebody's going to have to call Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers because and Christian McCaffrey looked pretty good doing it, you know, on Sunday night. And anytime that you can stretch a defense, especially on the perimeter, it puts them in conflict. And so having someone with Aiden's size and speed is a valuable asset out on the flank when you can get him out there. So it's just different stuff. I mean, you know, that's one thing people talk about us offensively. We're in year 3, and I hate to say it, but, you know, you're still installing and trying to get things, you know, we're just not going to move on until we feel like we've mastered or understand the concepts of what we're doing offensively.
Okay, Southern Boone, you're traveling again, and this is another trip up north, and so your offense against their defense.
I think it goes back to time of possession. I think even last year, you know, we were able to win here, and I think it boiled down to anytime you can win the time of possession battle, I think you find out that especially offensive coordinators and teams like Southern Boone who are explosive and they're very talented, they feel like a sense of urgency. You know, when you don't have the ball for a long period of time and then you get it, you feel that urgency of, man, we have to do something with it. And I think that puts a little stress on teams like that. Doesn't mean they can't score quick. It just means it puts them under a little bit of pressure to maybe press more than they normally would. But they're as talented as we're going to see all year.
Okay. Now, your defense against their offense.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's really a three-headed monster. They've got a super talented receiver. Their running back in the back is as good of an athlete in the sophomore class as anybody in the Tri-County Conference. And then their left-handed quarterback is very capable of running or throwing. So I don't know that we've seen anybody that may be as balanced offensively as this team. I think that's their strength. And, you know, their new football coach has done a good job of you know, implementing his philosophy and what he's doing. So, you know, it's going to be tough. I mean, we're going to have some things go our way and make sure that we have some, you know, some gap integrity on our pass rush stuff and things like that kind of broke down on us Friday night.
Yeah, which brings me to big plays, because there was maybe one or two big plays that we did see at Boonville.
There were two. I mean, the one over the top where they threw early and got behind us and scored, and then one big long run.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, we made them work for everything, and that's really all we're talking about, getting 11 guys to the ball and making them work. If Southern Boone comes out and they can do what they do and do it effectively and do it consistently for 4 quarters and they win the game, then we know we were up against a formidable opponent. But putting guys in situations where they have to make big plays, then you're kind of compromising, you know, the likeliness of them being able to sustain that.
All right, 3 phases. We talk offense, defense, but special teams has come a long way from a year ago, Blair Oaks.
Long way a year ago from Moberly, for sure. So, well, we not reemphasize, but we just make sure our kids understand the importance. Chris Butler leads our special teams, and he has a plan each week and scouts that stuff. We have one guy that spends all of his time just working on that, trying to find ways that we can change the game. And our field position has been significant this year for us. And the games that we lost, it helped us keep us in the games. And the games that we won, it helped change the game. So he's doing an awesome job of making sure that we're trying to create a change in the game with those special teams.
Any injuries?
Well, Noah Stevens has a concussion. And he's our safety, number 23, and he's one of our best teammates, high character guy. And he came in and he's kind of a thumper and took a shot to the head, and he's got a concussion, or he had one, however you want to read about it. But he's going to be out this week, and that's more for precaution. We might be able to press and get him in on Friday, but we're going to set him this week, and we got a formidable backup, so hopefully we can not take a drop off.
Okay, any final thoughts?
No, just excited about this trip, and then we got a big trip to St. Louis after that, and be excited to find out who we're going to play week 10.
Oh, man. This is exciting. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach's Corner. We'll be back. Well, we're here at the field of Osage, and this is really kind of nice. We're out and about. Guy Wehman along with Rick Hasty. Rick, this is pretty cool.
I love this. You get a chance to see a football field that's Class 1 from the very beginning.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking some college games here, and there's some good matchups this week.
Real good, real good.
Well,
they weren't bad last week.
Yeah. Well, let's just start right off. We've got Georgia and Vanderbilt. That's a 12 o'clock start on Saturday.
Well, Georgia itself, a lot of people are second-guessing them. They haven't really blown anybody of any magnitude out, but it's something to where they're still winning.
Yeah. Okay. Now, number 2, Michigan. They're facing Indiana. That's a Big Ten game. Indiana's not even ranked, but this could be a trap game for Michigan.
Could be, and I like that because when you look past a ball game or a week, all right, when you don't really have somebody that's all that good, it can come up and bite you. And Michigan, quite honestly, all right, they're playing the best I've seen like that this summer.
Yeah. Now, let's look at Ohio State. Now, Ohio State's number 3. They moved up because of what happened last week, and they're playing Purdue. Purdue, that's a nice place to play over there at the Boilermakers in Lafayette, Indiana. And Purdue, a couple years ago, they looked so good because they were really attacking, but I think Purdue's going to be a good match for Ohio State.
It will be. The Big Ten has always been a strong conference, and it's something where when you're playing interconference or you're playing local schools, there's not too much traveling, so you get a chance like this is to maybe sleep a little bit more, rest a little more. So it's one of those things like this is that Purdue is a gorgeous place.
Yeah. Okay. Let's back up over here because Alabama's on the page. Alabama, they're at 11. They were 13 last week, so they moved up a couple of slots. Arkansas is coming in. We're talking Razorbacks versus the Tide, and this one could be really good because these two teams do not like each other.
No, they don't. And last week, Alabama was behind. All right, the first half, and they came out after Saban decided to tell them which way to go.
Yeah.
All right. They actually came back and played extremely good.
All right.
So I think that's going to be probably one of the better games of the week.
All right, now Penn State, Massachusetts. Massachusetts not even ranked, and I don't even know how this even got on the docket for Penn State. Is this like a gimme game? It'll just bring in a team and just pay them some money to win?
Well, it is an easier game for them. When you play football, there's nothing that's given, but consequently, like this is that Penn State is again outstanding. They've shown that they can play the top level of ball, but Massachusetts is just a neighbor.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are. The Penn State, they're the Nittany Lions. I don't even know what the moniker is for Massachusetts. Do you? No.
No.
We have no clue on that one.
No.
Okay, Oregon and Washington, the Huskies, and Oregon's going into Washington up there in the Pac-10 or Pac-12 area.
Well, you got 7 and 8. Oregon is ranked 8th, and Washington is 7th. And when you look at these two teams, obviously being the ranking where they're at, they're going to be good. And much like, let's say, Alabama and Auburn, all right, same state, same geographic area, they don't like each other. They like bragging rights.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, is going to be a real, real good head-to-head battle.
Yeah, we got Ducks against the Huskies.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful stadium up at Washington, too.
Yeah. Iowa, Wisconsin, that's going to be another Big Ten game to watch out for because the Hawkeyes going against the Badgers.
Yeah. The Hawkeyes have shown their ability this week, or this past couple of weeks, and this is being able to play top-level ball. And, it's one of those circumstances, again, when you have Iowa State and you got Iowa, all right, when you go to school and you're from that state and they recruit, usually neighboring states, you want to go to the big school. You want to go.
Yeah.
So, it's something where I think Iowa will be real good this week.
Okay, just a couple more games here. Louisville, they're number 14. And no one would have put them at that ranking at the beginning of the season before anything started. They're traveling over to Pittsburgh. Louisville should take that game.
They should. And like that, Louisville's a real good team. They showed it last week when they were playing. And the ranking itself, by them getting the 14th ranking, it's one of those circumstances that you're going to see a lot of passing, a lot of speed, all right, that comes out of there.
All right, 3 more games. LSU, they beat Missouri, but Missouri had that game won, and Missouri let that go. Now, we're going to talk about Missouri in a minute. LSU now is ranked 22, and Auburn's going in down there.
Well, Auburn, like I mentioned earlier, being from Alabama.
I think it's Tigers and Tigers, isn't it?
Yeah, Tigers. And so they also have a tendency to steal coaches. So some coaches that have been at Auburn have gone to LSU.
Yeah.
LSU, some of them have gone to Auburn. So there is a deep desire to win.
All right, one away from Missouri, but let's do USC at Notre Dame. USC's number 10. Notre Dame is ranked number 21. And they really have fallen out of grace because they were way up there in that top 10 area a while back.
They were, and it's one of those things that, quite honestly, they played extremely well last week. All right, it's just something that most people, when you start playing totally ranked teams or teams that are in the top 10, let's say that.
Yeah, well, they're barely ranked.
Yeah, you're going to drop. It's just like, and we're going to talk about it here in a second, but it's just like Mizzou. Mizzou last week was ranked in the top 20. All right, this week they're not ranked at all.
All right.
And
Well,
they
let's
played great.
Yeah. Well, let's go to that game. Missouri. They're going to Kentucky. Kentucky's 24. Going to be a nice game. I think Missouri's going to take that game. You don't think so?
I don't want to say I don't think so, but I think that they're going to have to play again their A game just like they did last week.
Well, they're going to have to play their A game all the way out to the end of the season because these are the tougher games coming up.
Exactly, and it's something to where there's no slouches, there's no gimmies. All right, this far into the season, so Missouri showed they can play. All right, at that level, and LSU was lucky to have won that game. Quarterback itself from Missouri was outstanding. He did a great job, and they've got good receivers as well.
All right. Well, it's going to be a good weekend for college football.
Absolutely. Any weekend's good for football.
All right. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. Thank you so much for joining us on the Week 8 edition of Tailgate Game Day. We had a nice show this week. If you want to be notified of future programs, click the subscribe button. It helps the channel, and then the thumbs up. And that tells everybody that you like the program, and that really does help out the channel more than you know. And then click the bell to be notified when the next programs come on up. We've just got a couple more weeks yet to go in the fall season here of Tailgate Game Day. We're going to follow these teams all the way through until they complete either district or state or until their season officially does end. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for your game tonight on Tailgate Game Day.